Hi guys! So my final essay slash project for our theory and research seminar is called Occident Prone, Deconstructing Orientalism in Victor Hugo's Notre Dame de Paris, otherwise known as The Hunchback of Notre Dame. And this is one of Victor Hugo's two famous novels. Though more recent renditions of the novel center around Quasimodo, I focus my discussion and analysis on Esmeralda in my research essay. So the novel was set in 15th century Paris, as Hugo looks back on it in the third person in the 19th century. Esmeralda is categorized as the Orient, people originating from the Middle East, the Far East, and North Africa. She's a street dancing gypsy known all through Paris for her incredible charm and exoticized beauty. However, she is equally resented by the Occident, people of the West, for the alleged witchcraft and other stereotypes commonly associated with gypsies. I'm going to continue using the word gypsy because it's the closest to the term Hugo used in the original French version of the novel. Anyway, the desirability of Esmeralda and the repulsion of Esmeralda are the two opposite sides of an ambivalent relationship she has with the Occident. We also encounter the double colonization of Esmeralda when she is marginalized by the patriarchy and the empire for her exoticized beauty and sexuality. So Edward Said argues in his book Orientalism that the concept of the Orient as a racial group or identity is a social construct created by the Occident. It's very problematic and does not exist biologically as a fact of science. Hugo proves Said's claim when Esmeralda's false identity as a gypsy collapses in numerous places. At the end of the novel, she is actually revealed to not be a gypsy at all, or at least not the Occident's definition of a gypsy. First, we know that Esmeralda is conditioned to be an Oriental gypsy or created into a gypsy by society because she is othered by society, the same way people from countries like Spain and Rome are, countries that, as we understand, are part of the Occident. Secondly, we know that Esmeralda is made into an Oriental gypsy by the Occident because her identity as a non-Christian falls apart when she is quickly accepted by her birth mother, a nun, into the Catholic Church when she is revealed to not be a gypsy at all. If Orientalism existed as a biological fact, her identity as the Orient would be stable and unchanging. Another important piece of evidence that proves the idea of the Orient does not exist is Hugo's own participation in creating it. In Alan H. Moore's article, How Victor Hugo Created the Characters in Notre Dame de Paris, we get insight into what the author's motive and intention was in creating Esmeralda and her storyline. She was actually inspired by his own notions about gypsies and the popular belief that goats, like Esmeralda's goat Jolly, are associated with gypsy sorceresses, not to mention the inaccuracy of particular gypsy traditions Hugo includes in the novel. Being a French male, Hugo himself contributes to the double colonization of Esmeralda. Said explains these problems to result from the vastness and vagueness of the commonly held definition of the Orient and its existence only in relativity to the Occident. The Occident tries to strengthen itself by creating the Orient, then condemning it. Furthermore, Homi Bhabha explains in The Location of Culture Esmeralda's unique multifaceted identity of being a French-born girl conditioned by society to act like what the Occident believes is the Oriental gypsy. He urges us to end the monolithic classification of certain groups based on a set of organic, pre-existing traits. We should instead understand the identity of people as subject to change and historical transformation based on experience. And a contemporary example of how Orientalism, or the misconception of the Orient, persists is this. Nissin's top ramen Oriental flavor. This suggests that all countries categorized as belonging to the Orient make ramen that tastes exactly like this. They all have one flavor. That Japan, China, Korea, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and possibly India, Pakistan, and Cambodia all make this same ramen. But this ramen is made in California. What does this taste like?